Welcome, Tenno and pilots, to the first State of the Alliance address. We haven't been together very long, but I figured it would be a good time to take a step back and make sure we're on the same page, really. Because what is about to happen is going to change the course of Warframe, and if everyone is involved, then our names will be down in history in Warframe, along with many others. So, welcome to Rise of the Phoenix, to everyone who's new. You are now part of something greater than just Warframe. You are part of an ideology that goes over a decade, and it's over a decade in the making. What we do here as an alliance, we are the elite of Warframe. We spend our time, gaming, of course, but being the best we can possibly be. We spend our time encouraging each other. We spend long nights modding and figuring out what the best course is to go. And all our members are just dedicated to being the best out there. So to anyone who is new, welcome to something greater. And I hope that your time here will encourage you and strengthen you not only as a player, but as a person as well. Let me begin by saying that I am very proud of where we have come. Rise of the Phoenix was never supposed to happen, but it did. We are now currently 9 clans, estimated, if I can do the math correctly, about 150 people and circulating 24/7 in the Alliance chat, 100 to 150, maybe a little bit more. We are international. We have people from the US, Canada, Poland, Netherlands, Australia, New Zealand, England. We have people from everywhere, and that is an incredible thing. It means we can operate 24/7. It means there's always going to be someone to play with, to do missions with, and it's fantastic. The only difficulty is that not everyone can be on the same page at the same time, the same moment. Not everyone can be filled in via TeamSpeak by the same people. So that's why we have these forums. I'm very proud of the alliance where we are now, but we need to make some improvements. One of those is getting people on the forums. I was talking to my guys not too long ago that lack of investment will eventually cause people to be banned from the alliance. And the reason for that is because if they aren't being filled in on everything that's going on, they don't know what's going on, they can't participate. And then when we go to alliance chat, or we go to our clan members and say, hey, this is what's going on, we need everyone to be ready and prepared for it, or to go do this. If no one knows what's going on, then we can't function. So I would highly encourage everyone, especially clan warlords, to just be active on TeamSpeak and the forums. Both are important. I've seen a lot of people dismiss both of those. I've talked to a lot of people saying, hey, go register, etc., and they've dismissed it, saying, hey, I don't need to. I'm like, yeah, you do. Go do it. But we've got a lot happening, and people need to be informed. And we've got events starting. We're doing conclaves every week, every day, even bringing all these alliance people into it. And I've seen some fantastic footage of just people in Rise of the Phoenix just destroying the opponent, and it's fantastic to see. That's what we need. We are starting up training classes for PvP. They are being held in our own dojo, Oath of Phoenix, and they are being led by Ikaruxus. They're happening quite often. They're teaching people how to combat each other, how to outwit each other. I believe they just went over how to defend yourself against glaives, which is outstanding. A lot of people use those in PvP conclaves, and it's a very devastating weapon. And we're trying to build up the knowledge of how to outwit another player. So we're doing one-on-ones. Upcoming is survival PvE competitions, and those will be alliance-wide. More to come on that. There will be platinum involved. We are also even building our own economy within the alliance. We're tossing around the idea of having our own currency, so to speak, and that has to do with the dueling rooms and how you can gain this currency and trade it with other players and just have our own little economy going, get people interactive and involved a little bit more. So that's happening. We've got promotional videos in the works. People are recording and submitting videos that they want shown and highlighted, just to promote the alliance. We've also got a lot of connections developing. We have other alliances who are willing to aid us in our goals here that we have. There's one that's even on the solar chart right now that is fighting for the same cause that we have. We have other clans who are siding with us. We have connections developing everywhere in Warframe, and even DE. We have people inside DE where we can go to them and say, hey, this is what needs to happen. Can we make it happen? We can get live updates from people from DE. We have connections everywhere, and I would encourage everyone to continue building those connections for our alliance, and just so we can have allies and friends by our side. So take a look at your friends list, see who's there, see who you can talk to, see where they stand, and see what you can do. But we've got a lot going on, and I'm super excited. What we do need to touch on. This alliance is small, and that is absolutely perfect. I've had people come to me say, hey, how big is your alliance? I'm like, we're only 9 clans. And they're like, well, a little bit too small for me. Their loss, because being small means we can spend time with our guys. We can train them one-on-one. We can get to know each other. We can develop some, a fluid thinking that we're very synchronistic thinking, where when we drop into a mission, we know exactly what the other players are doing. We don't really have to say much. We can laugh, have fun on TeamSpeak, and we can still outperform the majority of the community. That's what we're working to build here, is that a sense of unity. It's essentially with people from all across the world. It can be a little difficult trying to match up time zones and time frames, and getting to play with all the pilots out there. And I'm really thankful that everyone who is here has stuck around. I really encourage that we would continue to work for that unity, because when it's time to run a solo rail or something, we all need to be on the same page. So warlords, other officers, run missions constantly, lead your men very well, and develop a sense of unity within your clan and with other alliance members. Speaking of solo rails, let's go ahead and touch on that topic. I did make a post about this. I think it was yesterday. DE's getting rid of solo rails completely. They are reworking the entire Dark Sector system. They're bringing a new PvP system. They want it to be a new Dark Sector experience for PvP. What that entirely means, I'm not sure. But those who were involved in Solar Rails last year, Icarus, myself, anyone else out there who's had experience, will need your training and guidance accordingly, so we can get people prepared for a full-on Tenno versus Tenno war. And these are going to be all abilities, all mods, if they haven't changed that aspect of it. Last year it was just, you brought your frame, you had all your abilities available to you, you ranked up to get them, and once you had them, you could use them for the rest of the match. You had all the weapons available to you, so it really came down to how well can you outwit the other player, or players rather. And again, that's what we're doing with the Dueling Room classes. But Solar Rails, they're being taken out of the game, and that means when the armistice lifts, when we launch into the Dark Sector wars, I don't know what they're going to be called. It's going to be a learning process for all of us. And that's why we're here. You know, we are, as an alliance, we're formed, and we started to exist simply for those Dark Sector wars. There is a massive alliance out there. They have multiple smaller alliances and clans that have banded together, that have taken over the game so far, and Icarus and I have both been inside them. We've been on command staff with them. We know how they work, we know how they tick, and we're going against them. So we're the only ones who know how to combat these people. They're hackers, they're a hive mind, and not the good kind. And they are simply out to take power, and they are out to take advantage of all the smaller clans, give them the illusion of power, and then convince these smaller clans to join them, and then they just send numbers out to fight for them and take over different nodes on the solar chart. And we're the only ones who know how to actually stop that, which is why I'm stressing so hard that we all need to be bringing our A game at every single point while we're playing. We all need to be as best as we can be. You know, if there are players that are causing dissension, take care of it. If it means a ban from the clan permanently, take care of it. You know, we show no partiality here, and everything we do revolves around becoming the best possible alliance we can be with the best possible players in the game. When we're recruiting people, I've seen some new people who have gotten into some of our clans. They're rank 3s, rank 2s, rank 1s. I would encourage having a minimum rank, and then testing players upon entry. Oath of Phoenix does that. Every player gets set to the lowest rank possible, next to no permissions. They have to run with an officer to make sure they're up to par. If they're not, they get thrown out. Not saying we can't train people, but when they're just joining the game, they won't be able to meet our expectations as much, unless there may be that 1%, the few that maybe are starting a new account and they've been playing for a while. I'm not entirely sure. But we have a lot going on in this alliance. I'm very proud of every single one of our members. We've built up a fantastic community. We've got people hanging out in TeamSpeak, having a lot of fun, laughing. My headphones have been clipping from all the laughter going on. And that's good, you know. Encourage in your clans for people to rank up, to work for their ranks, to, you know, to meet an expectation that most players wouldn't normally meet. Um, you know, this alliance, it was started by Oath of Phoenix, and we're trying to get our mentality and our ideology to everybody else. And that is our casual. We are so used to operating within the team mindset that our casual outperforms the rest of the Warframe community, or at least the majority of it, because we work so fluidly together in mission. We know exactly what each other's doing, and we can perform at our best 100% of the time with what we have. And that's the kind of mentality we all need to have. But other than that, there's not a whole lot else to really go over. Everything is on the forums at everybody's disposal. Again, please be active on it. I want to have to sit here for an hour approving applications because people are flooding in wanting to know what in the world is going on. Also, I'm gonna fix permissions in game, so hopefully the clans that are in the alliance can invite other clans. Choose very carefully who you invite though, because I have a long list on our Oath of Phoenix forums of clans and alliances that are our enemies, and they are attempting to get in our ranks and take us down. They are very good at that. They're very good at Black Ops, espionage, all that good stuff. And we need to counter all that. So be careful who you talk to, be careful who you invite. Only be your best on the field. Doesn't matter who you are, even if you're doing solo. Everything you do, let it be a learning experience and be an improvement. I see a lot of people posting screenshots of their accomplishments on the forums. It's awesome. Make sure they're in ego shots. But last but not least, thank you to all the members who have decided to join us in our goals. And even if you don't want to be part of our goals as an alliance, at least contribute to the alliance, and we'll let you know how you can best do that. But every member does need to contribute in some way, whether it's socially, whether it's donating credits or doing conclaves, representing the alliance in some way. Everyone needs to contribute, and I just thank you to everyone who has decided to join us. Warlords, make sure to set the bar high for your members. Rule your clans well. The officers in Oath of Phoenix are watching, and let us know if you have any questions. But to everyone all around the world in every single time zone that we have, thank you for doing your best. And of course, any questions, feel free to ask. Hail Hydra.